Hi gang, Rob here with another product overview for CollectorKnives.net. This one on a series of knives from Landi Cutlery, the CT series, Charlie Tango. I'm guessing that might stand for Camp and Trail. And we have the CT5 shown here in matte finished OD green canvas micarta, and the CT6 shown in matte finished natural micarta. One more color available, that would be black canvas micarta. These knives are essentially identical except for a 1-inch difference in blade length. The CT5 being a 5-inch knife, and the CT6 an inch longer, a 6-inch blade. Actually, a little longer than that in total blade length. Cutting edges are about 5 and 6 inches, about a 1/4 inch more actual blade length if you want to measure them that way, just because of the choil. Perfect sharpening choil, by the way. Overall length, if you add the 5-inch handle, is going to be somewhere around 10 1/4 inches for the CT5 and 11 1/4 for the CT6. These knives are fashioned, and we'll look at the 5-inch model alone just because there's not a lot different except for the blade length. These are fashioned from 175 thousandths thick, almost 3/16 inch thick A2 tool steel, hardened to RC 58 to 59 by Peter's Heat Treat in Meadville, Pennsylvania. And that seems to be the hardness at which A2 performs best for overall toughness, edge retention, ease of sharpenability. While it is primarily a carbon air hardening tool steel, A2 will provide a modest degree of corrosion protection. You can pretty much get away with maintaining these knives by just wiping them off, putting them back in the sheath, making sure they're dry. And then if you're going to put them up for a period of time, just a light coating of oil. As Landi is wont to do, we have this super functional, aesthetically pleasing, classic drop point design, full flat ground to a fairly thick dimension behind the edge, and then John Landi applies a convex edge grind. Just a great all-purpose blade shape and profile. Let's look at the ergonomics for just a moment. And these handles are comfortable, although they have a bit of a curvature to them, which actually presents the knife in a very natural angle for doing work. They're very comfortable in a variety of grips, and not all curved handles you can say that about. In the saber grip, your thumb falls naturally onto a short but very effective run of deep, coarse jimping. Not uncomfortable, but super effective. In an overhand pinch grip, the knife is also very comfortable. The handle scales are attached with both some kind of an epoxy glue and then these Allen head countersunk and recessed screws. And it's interesting, in this overhand pinch grip, the knuckle of the thumb just beautifully fits into the countersink for that front screw, which is really kind of nice. In a hammer grip, the handle is generous enough to accommodate all 4 fingers, not in a confining way, but in a very secure way. Flip it over, come to the draw cut grip, and you have very much the same feel. The finger guard on the bottom side of the handle, not intruding to the web of the hand whatsoever. And then if you were going to press the knife into a defensive or offensive roll, it's pretty good in the reverse grip, you know, if you had to stab a bear out in the woods or something. The full tang construction of the knife extends past the back of the handle scales. The lanyard hole is in that exposed tang area. I suppose you could use that in some kind of a hammer or striking function if you needed to. It would be quite effective. Fit and finish on these, you know, they are Landi Cutlery produced knives. They're very inexpensive for the sum total of the materials that you get. And occasionally, you know, you're going to run into a little cosmetic issue, like a plunge grind that didn't quite start where it should have, and you can see that on the CT6. We have in front of the camera. But generally the fit and finish are pretty good. Just you know, a little hickey here or there is about it. What great workhorse knives. Certainly with this big old slab of A2 and this grippy, durable micarta handle, these are knives that can last a lifetime and be passed down from generation to generation and used, not having to worry about getting one scratch on my $500 custom camp knife. Nicely done, Landi Cutlery. So now let's talk a little bit about the sheath system these come with. And if you guys are familiar with Landi Cutlery, this sheath will look familiar to you. It is the two-piece construction Kydex sheath. And pretty good retention and zero rattle. And then the typical Landi attachment method. The Kydex yoke attached to a dangle with Fastex buckle. It affords a variety of carry methods. I believe you can actually screw a tack lock onto here if you like to do that. As with most things Landi, everything you need, nothing you don't. Knives made well and made to work. That's all for this one, my friends. Grace to you and peace from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. And remember, the Word is sharp.